Hello everybody, it's Gemma here from made-by-gemma-crafts.co.uk. Thank you for joining me again today. Now today's tutorial is this handbag card box here. Now I made this for the Crafty Cupcakes Team Blog Hop for March. Our theme this month was boxes and bags, so I've kind of did a mash-up of both, like a box that is a bag, and inside I just pull this open. We have got some little 3x3 cards and some envelopes to match as well. Now today I'm going to make it using some cardstock. This one's made with the Springtime Foils Speciality DSP, which is gorgeous, but I thought today I would show you one using cardstock and then some designer series paper to decorate it. So the measurements for this and the cardstock one are exactly the same, so obviously up to you whether you want to use your stronger designer series paper, which the speciality ones tend to be thicker. You'll see they are a bit thicker than the regular one, so it's up to you if you want to use that for your box. But today I'm going to show you with some cardstock, and I'm going to use some basic black. I do like basic black. I've made a few cards recently using black as my base colour, so we're embracing the black at the moment. So I've got one piece here which measures 6 by 12 inches. Then I've got two pieces here. These are for the pockets on the inside. So let's move this out of the way so you can see them properly. There we go. Now these measure 2 5/8 by 5 3/4. So we're going to score and cut those to make our pockets. Then I've got a strip here which is 1 inch by 9.5 inches, and that's for our handle across the top. Also got a couple of craft magnets as well, fiddly little things that we're going to use to keep our box closed. So we've got some magnets. Then I have got a variety of pieces of designer series paper and some more basic black cardstock. So I have got some strips that we're going to use on the sides of our box. I've got a long strip here which I'm going to use to decorate the handle with as well. I've got 2 circles. Now I've used my Stitched Shapes framelits for these. These are the smallest circle one, so I've got 2 of those. And I've also got 2 circles of designer series paper. This one is from the Sweet Soiree, and again it's a speciality one. So one side is foiled, got a little bit of foiling, but I'm going to be using this pretty side here. So I've got 2 circles. I cut them out using my 1 1/4 inch circle punch. You'll see these fit just on these circles that I die cut. Fit on there beautifully with a nice little border. So they're the ones I'm going to use on the sides. Then I've got some ovals that I cut out. So one's in basic black and one is in Whisper White. We're going to stamp a little sentiment on that in a little while. So that's just to one side. So that's one oval. Again using the same Stitched Shapes framelits. God, that's a mouthful. This one I've already stuck some of the gold sequin mini trim. God, I need to get my tongue around these words today. I've already stuck a little bit on because it's a little bit fiddly. I didn't want to mess around on camera doing that for you. And then I've got another piece here which I'm just going to make a little loop with. Once we've stamped and stuck this piece on, then we can stick that on to make it look pretty. So those little bits can go over there out the way for now. And then I've got 2 bigger pieces, and these are going to be for the front and back of our box. So I will give you the measurements as we go, but as always, all the measurements and all the information on what I've used will be on my blog, and a link to that will be in the description box below. So let's get rid of these little bits and bobs for now, then we can work on our scoring, which we're going to do first. So we're going to do all our scoring together. Okay, so we're going to start off with the big piece of cardstock, and I've lost my measurements again. Keep putting them down. There we go. Right, so starting with our cardstock on the 6-inch side at the top, we're going to score at 1 inch and at 5 inches. And then we're going to turn this round, so we've got our 12-inch side at the top, and we are going to score it at 1 inch, 4.5 inches, 5.5 inches, 6.5 inches, and then at 10 inches and 11 inches. So there's all our scoring done on there. I mean, this obviously wasn't the best colour to pick to do this on screen with, but hopefully you can see that. Then I've got my 2 pieces of card which are the same size, again 5 3/4 by 2 5/8. Now we are just going to score this at 7/8 of an inch on 3 sides to make our little pockets. So there's one side, the second. I'm going to flip that round and score the other side at 7/8 of an inch as well. So that's one done. So 7/8 of an inch on one side, second side, flip it around, 7/8 of an inch on that side. So you'll have, I fold this down, something like that. There. Oh, got a bit rigorous with me folding and scoring. I've cracked my cardstock a bit. So just take care if you're using cardstock, don't be too heavy-handed. Right, so that's all our scoring done. So let's put our little pockets together first, because they're the easiest one to do. So I'm just going to grab my bone folder for this one. Like so. And if you want to, you can decorate your little pockets as well. I'm going to leave mine plain for today, just to save a little bit of time. And sorry, starting to hop ahead without you. We're going to cut on our score lines on either side up to our score line here. So one, and then notch a little bit out just to help to get it to fold. And again on that side there up to the first line. So that's what you will be left with after you've done your cutting. So let's just repeat this on the other side. Good, it looks like the sun's trying to come out. Might help the light in here. There we go. That's one side, and we'll notch out this side as well. So that is that. So we've got 2 identical pieces like that. Now we can pop some adhesive onto our little tabs and fold them under to make our pockets. I'm going to use my fast fuse. I do love the stuff. It's so quick and instant sticking. Takes a bit of practice to get used to it. There we go. So now I can just fold my tabs under to make our little pockets. Like so. Now if you want to cut a little tab, so a little semicircle inside, all I have done is use my 1 1/4 inch circle punch and lined it up roughly halfway and punched out a piece, and there we go, we've got our little tab cut out there. You can measure that if you like. Halfway across here is 2 7/8 of an inch. In case you're wondering, I will mark that down on my blog as well for you. But I'm just going to eyeball it for now. Save a bit of time so we can get on with our box. So that's my 2 little pockets made. So you've got 2 identical pockets for the inside. So I'm just going to pop them over to one side. Then I'm going to bring in my big sheet that we've scored already. Now we need to go over and fold and burnish our score lines. So we've got quite a few of them running this way across our card. We'll do these short ones first. Just carefully give them a nice burnish. And then we've got our long ones, so if you, got a bit of glue stuck on there we go. So if you fold them over and just use your fingers to crease it over to start with, so you know it's in the right place, and then just run your bone folder up and down a few times, that should be enough. And again, on that side, so there we go, we've got all our score lines folded and burnished. So on to our left we will have just one tab on this side, and then to the right we will have two tabs. So we need to do some cutting, and we also need to do a little bit of measuring to pop our magnets in, because we want to put a magnet on the inside of this tab at this end, and we also want to put one on this end as well. Now we want, for this one on this end, we're going to put it on top, because we're going to put our designer series paper over the top and hide our craft magnet, and then this one will be hiding similar to this one just up inside our top of our box here. So I'm going to get my ruler. Now these sections here are 4 inches along, so if I find my pencil, there it is, we want to mark the middle first. So find our 2-inch point, which is here. So we've made a little mark on our 2-inch one, and then I'm going to mark at 1/2 inch. I'm going to draw across. So that is where I want to pop my magnet, and then same at this end. I'm going to fold this one end over, and again I'm going to hopefully find my 2-inch mark, so find the middle, and then I'm going to pop that on there, so that's 1 inch across. So I'm going to find the 1/2 inch point, and again draw across, which is where I'm going to put my magnet on that side. So when it comes to putting our magnets on, it should be a lot easier than the first time when I done it and I had to completely guess. So now we can do some cutting to get this ready. So I'm going to turn this round, so I've got the 1-inch tab, the single tab facing me, and I'm going to cut on this score line here up to the first one there, and take out a little notch. I'm going to repeat on the other side, take out a notch there. Now we need to do some cutting on these 3 score lines here. So the one in the middle, you turn this round to face you, you're going to cut up to the first score line on the middle one. Then we can fold this piece back like so, and then I'm going to turn this and I'm going to cut from here to this score line here, very gently. So I'm going to, there we go, I've got the right line up to there, and then I'm going to also notch a piece out, maybe a tiny touch more, straighten that up. So we've got our tabs here and here. Then we're going to, while we're here, we're going to open this back out again, fold the one that we've just cut back in on itself, turn our cardstock round, and then cut the tab for this side as well at the same time, like so. So we're going to cut along here again. So you'll see, place this down, we've got our tabs folding away from each other, like so. I'm just going to flip this round and repeat on this side. So again, the middle score line, cut up to it, fold your side back out of the way, turn this around, cut along the score line, notch that one off, again fold that one in, fold that one out, and then cut along here, So you want to try and be quite neat with this cut, because this is one that's going to show on the outside of your box. But don't panic, you can neaten it up a little bit afterwards. So that's our other side cut. So we've got now our tabs facing away from each other, like so. Now we're just going to cut the other end. So if I switch this back round to having our two lines on our right hand side, again we're going to turn this on its end, and we're going to cut from this score line here up to the second score line this time, like so. I'm going to repeat on the other side. So we've got two long tabs. These corners, squares here, we're going to get rid of these completely. We're going to cut them off, and then we're going to take a notch out of that one as well. So we're going to cut off our corner completely. And stab yourself with the scissors, and then notch again. So that is that. So we've got, if I place it around that way, we've got our 4 tabs for each box, like so. We've got one end with a 1 inch side, and then we've got this end which has got a double tab, double 1 inch, so it's 2 inches altogether with a score line. So I'm going to grab my corner rounder, and we're going to round off these corners first before we go any further and stick them down. There we go, that just neatens up the top edge of our box. Well, I think it does anyway. And another thing we can do now is pop our magnets in before we start gluing our box together. Otherwise they're really tricky to see what side, well, to see where the markings are to put them in. So I'm just going to work out on this one what way my magnets go together. So they're stuck together around that way. Okay, so I'm going to grab a glue dot. These are just the right size for sticking this all together. And I'm going to carefully lift up my magnet, pop a glue dot over my cross. One, over you go. And stick that one down there. So that's our first one on in the correct place. Now we need to get this one onto here. So I'm going to grab a glue dot again, pop it over the cross that we made, and you can also grab your rubber and just going to rub out my little pencil line that I made there to mark my 2 inches, to mark the middle, because we don't want to be able to see that. And then I'm going to bring these together. These are going to sit together like so when it's completed. So I'm going to bring these up, take this magnet off, then I'm just going to hold this together where it fits, and then hopefully I can pop my magnet back on top, give that a squish, and that's stuck onto that glue dot there, and now it's in the right place. Just test that out. So there we go. So what we're going to do now is we are going to flip our box over, so we've got the outside showing, and we're going to put all our bits of DSP on. So I would just grab the pieces. So I've got some strips here. These strips all measure 3/4 of an inch across. There's 2 of them which are slightly longer, which measure 3 3/4 of an inch, and they are the ones that are going to go across the top of the box here. And the other 4 are smaller at 3 1/4 inches long. So these are our 2 for the top of our box, and then we've got 4 for the sides. As I said, they're 3/4 of an inch by 3 1/4 inches. Then we've got some rectangles which are going to go on the front and back of our box, like so. And this is the bottom bit that you won't see. and that bit's covered up as well inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause the video and I'm going to stick everything in place, and then I'll join you again. So there we go, I've stuck on all the pieces of my design series paper where they need to go on my box. So now what we need to do is put our box together. So I'm going to start at this end here with our 1-inch tab here. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to put some adhesive on these 4 tabs here. Again, I'm going to use my fast fuse because it is so much quicker for when I'm doing my videos. There we go, so I've got some on my 4 tabs at this end. So now I'm going to turn this over and I can just bring my sides up, fold in my end, and it will make my box for me. That's 1 and 2, and then again I'm just going to bring these ones up to make a box at this end, make our corners here, and again, oh, I'm getting stuck to it now. There we go, fix that into place there. So we've folded back our bottom panel, we've got one side of our box constructed. Now what we can do is grab our pocket, take one of them, and now we're going to put some glue on our 3 sides, and we're going to stick this in now before we make the other end of our box. Just helps, gives a bit of structure and a bit of something to push against when we're putting the other side in and constructing the other side of the box as well. So there we go, so I'm going to place that in our side, our tray on this side. We can just give it a good squish, hold it down for a few seconds just so the glue takes. There we go. And just stand it up and put your fingers inside and give it a good squish. Like so. So that's one side done. Then you can flip your box over again. Then put some glue on our tabs here. Fast fuse flick going. There we go. So now we can turn this back over and put our tabs in to make this side of the box. Just bring those in together. You can push against this side of the box, the other side, to line them up correctly. There we go. Then our final 2 tabs on this side. Fast fuse is so strong it's ripping my nail varnish off. There we go. That's how strong that stuff is. So there we go. Push those together. Now you'll see, we can close our box together, and we've got our handbag, well, the base of our box done. So all we need to do is pop in our other pocket. So again, we're just going to pop some glue on 3 sides like so, and pop that in. Wipe that bit of glue off. You push it right down and right in, and as I said, now you've got a bit of something to push against. So from the other side already being in, just hold your sides for a second, let the tackiness of the glue take. And that is our box constructed and put together. So all we need to do now is pop our handle on and decorate the outside. So let's get the bits that I'm just going to use to decorate. So we can stick these together, our circles. It's 1 and 2. So they're ready. And I'm going to run some glue down the middle of this piece of paper and attach it to my piece of basic black for the handle. I'm going to pop that on there, give it a little wiggle into position like so, and then I'm just going to shape it with my hands to get it to curve so it also sticks correctly as well, so we don't get a big lumpy bit on it. You just curve that over using your hands. What we are then going to do is just put some adhesive on one side of our handle. So I'm going to use my fast fuse. I'm just going to put a strip of it on one side, and again the same on the other side because we're only sticking this to one side of our box like so. And then to put on our handle, I'm going to grab my ruler and my pencil, and I'm going to place it at the top of my box here, and then I'm going to make a little tiny mark at 3/4 of an inch on that side, and then I'm going to turn it over and put it again on the same side at 3/4 of an inch like so. And then I'm going to put the bottom of my handle overlapping my two sides, but in line with that 3/4 of an inch mark. And I'm just going to give that a really good push down to make sure that's stuck. So that's one side. Then we can turn it over, and then just double check we're going to stick it on the right side, so you can open up one side of your box like so, and then again put it at the 3/4 of an inch mark that you've made, so you know that they're straight and it's the same length on either side like so. Then you can just shut your box. Now that is our handle popped on, and now we need to put on our little circle. So again, we're only going to put it on half, just to make sure there's no sticky that can be stuck to this piece of box here. You can open that up and then pop your circle on. As you'll see, we don't want it all over the circle because we've got a little bit here which could stick to the side of our box here that we don't want. So again, I should just pop it on one side only, and then make sure that that is the side that gets stuck to my handle. And there we go. Open that out, push that down. So there we go, there is our little circles put over the edge, over to hide our handles, and our box is done. So all we're going to do now is a little tiny bit of stamping very quickly. Where have I put my block with the stamp? So this is a stamp from the Lots of Happy stamp card kit, all inclusive card kit, which is in the spring summer catalogue, and it just says sending you lots and lots of happy. And I'm just going to pop that down on the middle of one of my ovals that I've cut out. Just put that over there. Now I'm going to use some fast fuse to put my basic black oval onto the front of my bag. It's got my bit of oops, it's not shut properly. There we go. Got my little piece of sequin trim on it, and we shall pop that on there, and then we'll get some dimensionals to stick this one on with. 1, 2 and 3. And we'll be really careful not to smudge this ink. So we can pop that on there and just pop it over to one side a little. And I'm going to grab, oh, where's it gone? Where's my little piece of paper gone? Oh, this will do. Oh, no, still smudged it. Never mind. Never mind. I was hoping not to smudge it, but anyway, so I pop a dimensional under this side. I kind of put them all in the middle. Now it's going a bit skew with. Oh, pop another one under there. All stuck to the trim. There we go. So we've got that on there. I can grab a glue dot on this piece of trim. So one there and one there. Ooh. So we can, oh, there we go, fold that one over and oh, stick that one on there. Let's pull this above our little sentiment. There we go, we've got our little bit of sequin trim on there, which looks quite pretty, and our finished box. So now it's ready for you to put your little 3x3 cards in. I will do a separate tutorial for that, and we'll share that with you also very, very soon, but I'm hoping to get this one uploaded as soon as I can. So again, thanks for watching today. As I said, everything you need to make this box, the measurements and all the products that I've used today will be listed on my blog, and the link to that will be in the description box below. I shall also put a link to my Facebook group, Stamp It, Share It, if you'd like to come along and join us, where we share our Stampin' Up creations, not just our Stampin' Up creations, all our crafty creations on there as well. That would be great. The link will be in the description box below, and I'll see you all again really soon. Thanks, bye.